So here's a really cool comment from Karl Alvarez in a Facebook group for bass players talking about replacing Tony Lombardo in the Descendents. He says, "When I first joined the Descendents, Bill Stevenson, kindly sat me down with Tony Lombardo, the original bass player, so that I could learn the correct parts. As I was 22 and only been playing for 4 years, this was enormously helpful. He was very kind and patient to me. The only reason that he left the band was an inability to tour due to his job and other adult responsibilities. His approach to bass shaped my style. A few years ago, we brought him back for a live set of Milo Goes to College at my insistence. I remember Scott Shiflett being on the opposite end of the stage from me as the set began. The instant that Tony hit the first notes of My Age, Scott and I locked eyes, each of us wearing a massive grin. We were teenagers again in the moment. Tony Lombardo is an icon of melodic invention and the eighth note grind. I am honored to call him a friend." And what's really interesting about Tony, too, is that he used to take fishing weights. I think it was Bill. I don't know. Those guys were, involved with fishing. All those guys were involved with fishing, in California or whatever. But he would take fishing weights and he would wrap them around his hands. I saw this in the documentary. And he would, practice, strumming, and sort of to build up the muscles with fishing weights, probably bigger ones. And I always thought that was kind of interesting, kind of strength training for your strumming style. And what's interesting about Tony is that he was a lot older than those other guys too. He was in his 30s when he had joined. More recently, there was an unfinished record by the Descendents called Walnut and Pine or something like that. And sorry, I'm doing this all from my head, not the comment, of course. And that was sort of a reunion of the sort of original lineup in completing this record and whatnot. And Tony came back for that. I think that's pretty cool.